So what exactly are the origins of that probe? CNBC's Kate Kelly joins us with a look behind the headlines today. Good to see you, Kate.
Good to see you,
What have you
Sue,
been able to find out?
So it sounds like the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Manhattan is definitely looking into Morgan Stanley and its role in some of these CDOs during the go-go years of the housing boom. Morgan Stanley famously lost more than $9 billion by misgauging how far that market would fall. But before that, they were short bettors on a number of subprime securities. They designed some, they marketed some, they bet against some. Now, in this case, the question is, did Morgan Stanley mislead investors in any way in disclosures they made about deals they structured? There are two deals that have become a focus as of this morning through the Wall Street Journal, the Jackson deal and the Buchanan deal, so-called dead presidents.
The dead presidents deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, apparently Morgan Stanley, I'm told, shorted those deals, and the group that did the shorting was run by Howie Hubler, who became famous because he was the guy that led to this $9 billion loss. He's now in Rumson, New Jersey, running a business that helps underwater homeowners, interestingly enough.
Now, do you,
There's an irony in there somewhere.
Have you seen the offering documents for the dead president deals? And do you know, I know on Goldman offering documents, on every page at the bottom it says, hey, you know what? Some other part of Goldman might be shorting this exact kind of instrument, et cetera, et cetera. Have you seen and do we know whether it was disclosed?
Here's the interesting thing. We don't know the full scope of all the deals that are being probed. On Jackson and Buchanan, they were actually not marketed by Morgan Stanley. The firms that marketed those were Citigroup and UBS. Citigroup says they made the proper disclosures and they have no issue here. UBS we haven't spoken to as of yet. We've reached out to them but not gotten their response.
So isn't there, I'm sorry guys, but this strikes me, Sue, as kind of investigation by hindsight, coming in after there's a big meltdown and saying, we're shocked that another part of this firm was shorting the stuff that you were selling to investors, and yet Wall Street has always done things like that. It's only now that we've decided it looks wrong.
Well, after every crisis, there's investigation by hindsight, I think. I don't think that's uncommon, certainly. But what about Morgan Stanley's response to all of this? Earlier this morning, they were saying they had not been contacted. They had no knowledge of it. Has that changed at all?
Hasn't changed a bit, Sue. And Morgan Stanley saying, look, we were totally taken aback by this. James Gorman, their CEO, on the record saying we're surprised by this. We have no knowledge of any wrongdoing. Apparently, they learned about it from the Wall Street Journal. Now, here's an interesting thing. The SEC has been probing CDOs since late 2009. They're looking at a number of different Wall Street firms, including, of course, Morgan Stanley. This is the DOJ, of course, so it's a separate investigation.
But the bar is higher, is it not?
Sure, the bar is absolutely higher because you're dealing in the criminal realm. But in terms of what prompted this, The Big Short, new book out by Michael Lewis.
Michael Lewis's book.
Talks extensively about Howie Hubler. And it says here, this is circa 2006, 2007. The only problem from the point of view of Howie Hubler's traders was finding a Morgan Stanley customer stupid enough to take the other side of the bet. Right. So if that didn't get prosecutors and SEC investigators irate, I wouldn't imagine what would.
Investigation by MediaTek. All right, thanks so much, Kate.
It's a great read. Welcome, Kate, by the way.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.